What's up everybody, and welcome to this month's mail call video. So this portion of the video is going to be covering everything that I picked up in the first 2 weeks of February. However, this may end up being the full video as well, and I will explain why at the end. So first off, I'm going to go through everything that I got that's not N64 or PS3, and then we'll get into those. So, original Xbox, we got a few titles this month. Something that kind of popped into my head, I noticed going for the PS3 and the N64 libraries that a couple of my other console libraries aren't really very fleshed out. I have, like, you know, the majority of my library for those things, like the original Xbox and the Wii and the GameCube, they're all kind of like the big, more well-known hits, and as I've said on the blog, I want to stay away from the more well-known things because you don't need me to tell you, hey, go play Ocarina of Time or go play Twilight Princess or, you know, all those things that everybody knows are good. So I'm trying to broaden my horizons a little bit, if you will. So anyways, getting back to the mail call. This month on Xbox we got Stolen, Blinks, the Time Sweeper. It's actually touted on the back as the first 4D action game ever, only on Xbox. Apparently you can control time in it. Sounds like a cool concept. Something I never really would have gone out of the way for before, but again, I want to flesh out the libraries. And the last one is Punisher. I am a huge Punisher fan. I'm more of a DC than Marvel fan, but out of the Marvel guys, Punisher is one of my top favorites. So that's it for Xbox. Next up we have a random piece of CD holder. I guess we can go old school. We got one Super Nintendo game. I was in a retro shop with my fiance picking up her son from school, and they have, it's Street Hockey 95. Seems like a cool concept. This will definitely come up on probably the channel or the vlog. Something is going to come up somewhere. And this one's more for my son because he's only 5 months old now, but we've been throwing on cartoons for him, and there's some that he pays more attention to than others. And one that he pays attention to the most is Blue's Clues. So we got Blue's Big Musical. Jumping up a generation onto PS2, we have Godai, Elemental Force. Vex with 2 X's. And this one seems really interesting. I have to get a piece of equipment so I can actually play it. It's called Lifeline Voice Action Adventure. Apparently the entire game is played out through the use of voice control, so I need to actually get a PS2 headset to be able to play this, but that really intrigued me. That seems like something completely different, and I'd never heard of it until I picked it up. And then on to the Wii. Got 4 titles here, if I can get them all facing the right way. It's the only one I was missing from the series. I got Metroid Prime 3, excuse me. Mountain Sports. And then I might have mentioned this one in last month's video. I can't remember. I did. I now remember that I did, so forget about that one. So we only have 3 Wii titles this month. Crazy Machines on the Wii. Looks like a really massive, cool, thought-processing puzzle game. Just seems really interesting. But, now we will move on to PS3 section. Right. So, for the PS3, we have Quantum Theory. I'd actually played a little bit of this before, a few years ago. Just didn't have the time to really throw anything into this one, but I liked what I had seen right off the bat, so found myself another copy of that one. I got Sniper Elite 2 and 3. I played the second one before, wasn't a huge fan. Heard really good things about the third one and the fourth one that's coming up, so I figured I might as well check them out. Need them for the library anyways. This one I'm kind of upset about because I was in the stores, a retro store up in Massachusetts, and it was a used copy out on the floor, but I ended up with a sealed special edition copy of Killer is Dead. It's the sequel to Killer 7 on the PS2. I'm really torn by this. I want to open it because it comes with a 80-page hardcover art book and DLC content and a soundtrack, but it's sealed. I don't know. I'm having a huge mental battle over this one. So yeah, I don't know. But the rest of the PS3 stuff is all right here. It's all these. I have a special project that I'm going to be starting up on the blog. Actually, it's already somewhat started now as I shoot this, and by the time this video goes live on the channel, it might actually already be on the blog. But I will explain it more once it actually comes out. But these are the games that I picked up for it. So we have Ridge Racer 7, NHL 2K7, Madden 07. I will tell you right now, the connection is not the number 7. So stay away from that. And just in case you want proof, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Call of Duty 3, NBA 07, NBA 2K7, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 07, and Need for Speed Carbon. I'm really sorry guys, my brain is blah right now. So, again, these are all getting tied into a project on the blog that will be coming up probably in the next day or two from when you see this, but in the next week or two from when I'm shooting this. And then, on to our final portion of this video is the N64. Get everything up on the table. So I got a decent amount of N64 stuff this month. Not as much as I had the last couple. Kind of running out of things to shop for on the N64, honestly, but I will explain with the last game that I show you why this might be the only portion of the video that you see. So we have Mace the Dark Age, Twisted Edge Extreme Snowboarding, Nightmare Creatures, Monaco Grand Prix. I'm just going to pick these up in a handful. Get through a little faster. Mia Hamm Soccer, Aero Fighters Assault, Golden Nugget 64, Dark Rift, Mario Party 2, Jeremy McGrath's Supercross 2000, Monster Truck Madness 64, War Gods, Doom 64, Rush 2049, and Mischief Makers. Now there's one more that I got, and as I said, there's a reason that this might be the only portion of the video that you see. I picked up, actually I won it on eBay, Play Fighter, the Sculptor's Cut. For those of you that don't know, this is a kind of special edition version of Clay Fighter 63 1/3. This was released a year later. It was only released to rent through Blockbuster, and it never was for sale until Blockbuster started going out of business. So this is actually the rarest N64 game out there. Kind of expensive. So honestly, everything else that you saw in this video, 90% of it was before I got this. I figured, I got this, this is going to be the hardest and most expensive thing to get out of the library. I can cool it down for a little bit. So, if this ends up being the only portion of this video, this is why. Alright, so while that's not the entire video, there isn't a whole bunch of stuff left to add to it, but I did get a handful of stuff, so I do want to show you guys. First off, I picked up a couple DS games. I got James Patterson Women's Murder Club, Games of Passion. I was a huge fan, am a huge fan of the Women's Murder Club book series, so that's just kind of a personal one. Picked myself up my first Fire Emblem game with, which one was this? Shadow Dragon. I've never ever played anything in this series before, so I'm excited to finally check it out. And then Yakuza 2. The Japanese style GTA game that I've heard a lot about, and this is actually a sealed reprint. Sega actually reprinted all the games in the series. I don't know why they did it. I'm happy they did it because this one's like $100 to find it all complete like that, and that was not $100, so I'm happy they reprinted them. And then we got some more N64 stuff. Not that one though. We got Lode Runner 3D, Space Station Silicon Valley, Mortal Kombat 4, and Virtual Chess 64. I got a decent amount of, well, not a decent amount, but I got a good chunk of PS3 stuff to round off the month in the library. But before I get to that, I picked up the Gears of War and Rare Replay combo disc for Xbox One. I only wanted the Rare Replay one, but it was $15 for that, and no, I lied. It was $15 just for the Rare Replay. I don't know. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but it was a discount. It was some sort of deal in my head that I went, ooh, give me. So, rounding everything off with the PS3 stuff. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little bit apparently. We have Transformers War for Cybertron and Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I got the first Bayonetta. Always heard good things about it. Never actually got to play it myself. Wait on that one. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I loved this game on the Xbox 360, and I was kind of curious if the servers are still up and if they're not complete crap yet. So that's just a little downtime waster. I believe I already had the first two, so I saw this and figured, what the hell, might as well get the last one. It's Lost Planet 3. I got Time Crisis Raising Storm. Mostly because you can't see it because the GameStop sticker's hiding it, but this is actually used with PlayStation Move, which I have, which I don't have a lot of stuff to use for it. So that's so I can actually start getting some use out of my extra PS3 stuff. And then Blazing Angels, Squadrons of World War II. I mentioned it earlier in the video that I was working on a PS3 project, but actually since shooting the first half and this half of the video, the project launched, and this is part of the next step of it. But if you guys want to see what it is, you're going to have to go to the blog down below, but I promise it's pretty cool. So that is all of the entirety of February and all of its pickups. Actually, technically a March game. No, I think this, yeah, this officially came out the last day of February. I got Horizon Zero Dawn. I will be streaming this at the latest within the next week. I've got prior obligations that I must attend to before I can start throwing in time to this, but this is going to be up on Twitch pretty soon. So if you're on Twitch, I now started posting the link in the description for my videos, so go on over there and follow me. But I also linked it up with my YouTube page, so when I go stream over there, you guys that subscribe on here should be getting a notification about it. So, again, that is everything for the month, and thank you for checking it out, and I will see you guys tomorrow with Let's Play Honestly, and sometime within the next week for my VGM unboxing. So, take care guys, and game on.